we even get started, the Maxey poster. He baptized Bridges in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. What's good, YouTube? Welcome to another episode of Wrong vs. Right. I'm your host, Jay. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe below and hit that button. Guys, the Sixers' dream finally came to fruition where the big three, Paul George, Tyrese Maxiell, and Joel Embiid, all hit their quote-unquote flow state.
I feel like I'm flowing. Like the game's just coming.
For Joel Embiid, 29 points. Paul George, 26. Tyrese Maxiell, 26. They all clicked when they needed to against a team that's close to them in the Eastern Conference standings, the Charlotte Hornets, in Charlotte.
And team played really well. Big shout out to Drum, KO. They was big in the fourth, and then PG, Joel, did what I was supposed to do.
They got the W, and it was a really feel-good win for this franchise, for this fan base. So I'm gonna walk through how the Sixers got this W. I'm gonna talk about the positives first, and later in the video, I'm gonna talk about the few things that the Sixers really need to improve on if they wanna be serious in the playoffs. But let's stick with the positives first. First of all, we have to give Paul George so much credit for coming back with a vengeance after serving the 25-game suspension. His first game, he was on fire. His second game in Charlotte, he showed up and he hit the game-winning three in the corner. That is a clutch shot right there. A lot of pressure on him to hit that shot, and he made it. He knocked it down. Y'all, this is what the Sixers envisioned when they signed these guys to these max contracts. This is what they paid them for. And with Paul George, 26 points and 13 rebounds, along with 4 steals, that is a big-time performance from one of your big players. In this game, Paul George was mixing it up. He had some pull-ups, he had some drives to the basket, some three-pointers, of course, but he had an overall great floor game, and he was really aggressive. That's what we want to see as Sixers fans. We want to see Paul George be aggressive. Show us that you still got it. I know everyone says, oh, he's cooked. Bro, he is not cooked. He is really here. He was cooking the Hornets. Joel Embiid was absolutely dominant in the first half. There's nobody in the NBA that can guard him, let alone Moussa Diabate. Please stop it. He had 29 points like we talked about, 6 rebounds, 2 blocks. And overall, I loved Embiid's game. He was just dominating these guys. He was getting in the paint whenever he wanted to, making the right passes whenever he got double teamed. I really liked Embiid's floor game out there. I think he can be even more aggressive in the paint though. Sometimes he settles for that mid-range shot, which he can hit. Don't get me wrong, he can shoot. He was hitting a couple threes out there, but sometimes you just need to punish that guy because no one can really guard him. And especially if they match up against the Knicks right now, in the playoffs, there's no one on the Knicks that can really guard him besides Mitchell Robinson, but they start Karl-Anthony Towns, and that is just a mismatch. And I don't know if you guys felt like this, but this whole game, it seemed like the Sixers were trying to chase their way back into it. They were always trailing the entire game. Anytime the Sixers hit a shot, the Charlotte Hornets were, right there to knock them right back down. And it really came down to defense. And then, of course, Tyrese Maxiell missing the last 10 games from the pinky injury. It looked like he ain't lose a step. He started off kind of slow, but he finished with, like we said, 26.7 boards and 8 assists. Maxiell was on fire. The poster dunk that I talked about with Miles Bridges, he baptized that man. And he was just hooping, man, hitting shots, making the right play, getting rebounds, fighting for rebounds, because that was really what the Sixers were struggling with. Love Maxiell's overall game. Man, that was such a good win, guys. But I'm going to talk about what they need to learn from this game because it was so revealing from this game. And that was a playoff type atmosphere. But the two things that the Sixers really need to improve on and that really were glaring issues from this game was their lack of defense and their inability to rebound the basketball. I think at one point the Hornets had 20 offensive rebounds compared to the Sixers' 5 offensive rebounds. That is just unacceptable. And it really comes down to effort and boxing out. Knowing who your man is, knowing where they are on the court, and getting a body on them. It's a fundamental basketball skill. And I'm gonna call out guys. I know Dominic Barlow didn't play that much, but dude, you are 6'9" with a long wingspan. You need to get some more rebounds than what you did. Looking at the box score, Dominic Barlow had 15 minutes, right? But only 2 rebounds, and you're supposed to be the starting power forward. That's unacceptable. If I'm Coach Nick Nurse, I'm making the coaching change right there. Kelly Oubre, you're starting for Dominic Barlow, because at least I know Kelly Oubre is going to fight for the rebound. The Hornets were absolutely dominating the glass, and they were just working harder. That's what it came down to. Con Knippel had 11 rebounds, and he's a guard. Y'all can't be serious, man. Moussa Diabate, Embiid was not boxing this guy out. He was just jumping over Embiid. Embiid needs to get his body on him, box him out so he doesn't even get near the basketball. So they had to rely on guys like Paul George to step in and get rebounds. So that's why I really got to salute Paul George for doing that. 13 rebounds, leading the team in rebounding, and that's not even like what his specialty is. And of course, Tyrese Maxiell with 7 rebounds. That was huge. I liked what I saw from VJ Edgecombe later on in the game, but it seemed like he kind of eased his way into it. I wish he would just go, you know, full 110% from the start. It seemed like he was kind of deferring to other guys at first, and then like slowly on, he started to like kind of get more comfortable. But I need him to be aggressive from the start. That's my only criticism for VJ Edgecombe this game. Otherwise, I like this game. And then my last point on this, with the Sixers' biggest opportunities or, you know, areas for improvement is defense and rebounding. Really think about the best teams in the NBA. What do they do really well? The Boston Celtics, the OKC Thunder, San Antonio Spurs, Detroit Pistons. They defend and they rebound. So if the Sixers want to be a serious team, a serious playoff contending team that can make the finals, they have to do those things. Because I'm telling you right now, teams like the Cavaliers, the Knicks, Celtics, Pistons, they rebound and they defend. So you don't want these games going down to the wire like this every game against the Charlotte Hornets because you're not paying attention to the fundamentals. They need to rebound and defend. But overall, I'm glad they won that game, solidifying themselves as a playoff team. Hopefully they can get out of the play-in tournament, but that remains to be seen to see if they can defend and rebound the basketball. But let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you're new. Everybody can't be wrong. Everybody can't be right. I'm out.